Okay, I am the first to admit that the last thing I wanted to do this morning was get out of bed and go kayaking. It was 29 degrees on my thermostat at home. My truck says that it's 32-ish. It's cold. There is no wind, but the lake is just starting to freeze. So I didn't want to go. Johnny is working on paddling 52 times this year, so once a week, in theory once a week. And I wanted to support that, but man, I didn't want to get out of bed. But you've got to be able to, you got to do it, right? You got to say to yourself, I'm going to get good at something, if I'm going to practice something, I'm going to work hard at something, I've got to go even when I don't want to go. And so I'm going paddling. Now check out my cockpit. Because I mentioned in last week or so that I lost my cockpit cover. It must have blown off at some point, and so I didn't get a chance to fix that. But this is ice, literally where I'm going to be sitting. So got to deal with that. I'm going to put on a dry suit and let this sit for a minute and then keep working on it and see if I have something to sit on to get between me and it. It guarantees that I am using appropriate torso rotation. So Johnny got the last of the water out of my boat. And then I put down a layer of plastic, which I had. I had a roll of thick industrial plastic in the van. And then I put down one of the dog beds. And so I was trying to get in and get as little water as I could, but the dog bed with fuzzy covering is delightful. This might be a whole new thing. So I am dressed a little differently than I normally would. Actually, I only changed one thing. I'm not wearing that lightweight top that I wore last time. I commented that it was not warm enough, and so I'm wearing a mid-weight base layer top, winter weight running tights on the bottom, and a thicker sock. My toes are still a little cold, but that should change once I get paddling. The stuff this way is already melted, so I think that is what it is. But it'd be nice to paddle through something a little crinkly.
Yeah, it has a little bit. So do you feel like you're lifted weird, or?
No, it's a pretty thin bed. The only thing that I'm feeling is the border, the I don't know, 2-inch thick padding around the edges of it. I'm feeling that at the sort of the base of my back. But other than that, it's quite delightful. Oh, the other thing that I'm wearing differently is I have on glove liners because my hands got really cold pulling the ice out of my boat.
Yeah.
But other than that, the only part of me that's cold right now are the tips of my toes.
My toes feel normal. They're They're cool, coldish, but not like, oh, they're freezing. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable.
But the rest of me, yeah, is fine. Knowles uses as sleeping pads just like 3/4 inch closed cell foam rubber that they cut to size for students.
Yeah.
And I learned from one of my Knowles paddling mentors, even though she brings a really nice sleeping pad with her, because Knowles instructors can rent gear for free for courses, she rents a closed cell foam pad. And one of the reasons is that if you put a white garbage bag over it, you can use it as a dry erase board. But she also would slide it under her sleeping pad at night for greater comfort, right? But they pack a little bit big. And so I always wondered what she did with them. And then I realized one day she folds it in half and puts it under her in the cockpit, much the way that I'm on this thing. I never noticed the locks on the chain link fence before.
Yeah.
Is this a new thing?
Well,
Like that, there's a bridge in France, in
Correct.
Paris.
correct. Yes.
Are they attempting to turn this into that?
Yes.
Really nice paddle day. So the trick is, you got to get up, you got to get out of bed when it's cold, when it's raining, when it's doing whatever, and just go do whatever the thing is you got to do. That's how you get good at paddling or cycling or whatever in bad weather. That's how you get good, is just to be consistent and paddle all the time. Like my friend Johnny is paddling at least once a week for this year, which I think is a great goal. And it's something that I talked about in my end of 2020 video or my beginning of 2021 video. You got to just make it a regular practice. You got to do it. All right. I'll see you outside.